Hi everyone. Um, this is a list review, and it's also a little bit of fan mail that came in. Um, so I'm going to read a bit of that fan mail just because there are a lot of interesting thoughts there that I think would be beneficial to talk about. The list is from Jakub in Poland, and he attended the Warsaw tournament with his Polish Lancers. He came 28th out of 44, so middling. Could be better, could be worse. And that's Polish and cavalry demands a lot of practice. So um, let's see what it is he's thinking for all this, and yeah. Just a sec, I will find his message. There we go. Right. Hi, Bo. My name is Jakub. I'm a bold action player. I played in Warsaw 2023 this year using a Polish army. Came 28th, but it's hooked. Yes, it will do that. The first one is free, then you're paying for it. Um, as I think I've mentioned this before. The Polish really like some of the Juggernauts ideas, so many of their tournaments use the Juggerpack. So this, what we're going to see here today, is also a Juggerpack list. It's a variation of the lances that he's been doing here. Um, Here are his thoughts. Early Poles have amazing close combat units. Yes, they do. Go and watch my recent released video on the top assault units of Bold Action. The Lancers are there. Um, and they seem to be the only viable option for infantry. Not the only, but the main. And they're just so good that everything else sort of pales and isn't really interesting. Since Polish infantry cannot take LMGs, yes, that's a problem. If you're running um, the Juggerpack, then the Juggernauts, if you run a full strength unit, and you can take LMGs, you get the LMG for free. Now the Poles can't take LMGs; they can take BARs, so I don't think they get that for free, which is a problem. The infantry becomes even more lackluster, but the Lancers are still good. So taking the 10th Motorized Brigade, even in 10-man units, would be objectively worse than any other faction. It would, I agree. Yep, you're going to have to run the cavalry. Lancers with Recce will do as infantry killers and point controllers. Yes, they will. They're really good at that. Polish anti-tank capacity is lackluster. They have the heavy autocannon, but personally, I'll get back to that when we view the list. I'm not a huge fan necessarily of static autocannons, um, not personally. And the light autocannon. Both of them could be workable if you have the skills for it. I don't. The patience and the skill for that is not for me. So the Juggernaut selector is biased against the early war Poles and disallow horse-drawn limbers. Okay. Thinking of taking 2 light AT guns for Darker Steward area denial. I wouldn't do that. I have something else you should do. But whether or not you take autocannons or AT guns, you'll have to play around with them. Yeah, yeah. That is the thing. That they all fixed guns are something that you're going to have to figure out how to do, and area denial is something that demands training. Polish armored vehicles. The TKS, you're not sure of the TKS. Okay. This is one point where I'll already say the TKS is bloody amazing. We brought a tank platoon to the WTC, a Polish tank platoon with TKSs. They are amazing. They're so good. They're so small, they can hide anywhere, get hard cover from anything, and that light autocannon you're pretty likely to end up shooting side shots into stuff. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And the more you can take, the better they are. So with the Juggerpack, I think you would be able to use some of your slot points to take extra TKSs, which I would do. Um, I disagree. The Polish armored vehicles, that TKS is really, really good, and it has Recce. Support units. Inex medium mortar, yes, always go for that. AT rifle, you need an AT rifle and a sniper. Yes, that's it. Let's see what the list is, and we can decide on if we're going to spend extra points in any way. Right, let's go. Here is the idea. We have a 14 order dice list, 1,000 points. 14 order dice is pretty good. Second lieutenant, inexperienced. Mounted, yes. Use him with his pistol most of the time. Move up to open top vehicles, shoot them, or if a vehicle has moved, like a darker steward or whatever, run him up, stand him in front of the vehicle so that it has to move, turn, or shoot at him, and then recce away. Go and watch my video on how to use cavalry tactics, basically. Pretty brilliant. Then veteran cavalry with lancers, veteran lancers. I think you could get away with a 6-man veteran lancer unit, but 7 is better. And you can also get away with running them regulars, like 8-man regulars is pretty deadly also. Just as deadly or more deadly than the veterans. It's just a matter of how survivable you are to the fire that comes your way, right? Horses, lancers, 2 of those, 3, 4, 5 veteran sections. Ooh, that is a lot of veteran cavalry. Lovely. That is going to be key to winning your games. And I like the fact that you haven't oversized them. 7-man units for Polish cavalry, that's perfectly fine. That's 14 attacks in close combat. Tough fighter. You're pretty likely to kill 7 to 10 men per close combat you engage in. So yeah, inexperienced medium mortar, yes, take that. The marksman, perfect. Take that. Anti-tank rifle, take is one of those. Yes, the Bofors, take the light. No, I'm sorry, don't. Go for the autocannon instead. You can go for a heavy autocannon if you like. Go for the autocannon. Why? Because you get 2 shots. You're pretty likely to hit, and that's the only thing you want. You don't want it to penetrate and kill enemy stewards. That's not what it's there for. It's there to pin them. Give them 2 pins, 1 pin, doesn't matter. As long as they're pins, they will fail some of their order tests, especially with the TKS tankettes, which you're bringing, of course. And a Vickers 2 light tank. I would actually cut this out in favor of more tankettes, because you don't need the MMG tanks. The MMG tanks are there to fight infantry, and your cavalry is amazing at that. You don't need extra tanks for that. So for buying extra stuff for this list, I would simply use the Jugger slots to buy extra TKS tanks. They are brilliant as support. They are brilliant against veteran infantry as well, because you're going to hit 3 infantry with those 2 templates, and they can really mess up enemy stewards. So if you have 2, maybe even 3 of those, that would be really cool. So I would cut out this Vickers and that Vickers, the Bofors as well. I would even sacrifice this one here just for extra tankettes. All of that can go, because the tankheads is movable. They're not like fixed. They can move up. They can recce, and they sort of play into what you're already doing here. You're already practicing your recce move, when to move up, when to threaten something, when to attack something, and when to just fade away and escape move. You're already practicing that. Why not make it most of the army? Brilliant. For me, that would be brilliant. So buy 2 or 3 tankettes. You will not regret it, I promise, if you practice with them. That would be my advice. Other people may feel differently, but that's the way I would go with this. Thank you so much for this list. It was a joy, Jakub, to see it, and good luck in your next tournament. Let me know how it goes, please. Right, that's it, everyone. Cheers.